Reinventing a legacy brand for the future. Indefatigable is how the media often describes him. Only in this case, they are not exaggerating. How many people do we know who build businesses, build brands that are the benchmark and envy of the category, sell them, and start a new journey all over again? The market leader is now challenged by the man who founded it. He is today the challenger, and if he did it once, chances are he will do it again. The man who built MTR and the man who is building Maiyas today is our speaker for this sundowner session. Mr. Parampali Sadanand Maiya, the man who loves to cater to those with a love for good food with a trusted brand. Please join us. Welcome Mr. Sadanand Maiya on the dais, please. Once again, welcoming Mr. Parampali Sadanand Maiya on the dais with us. Please join us welcoming him with a hearty round of applause. Thank you, sir. And he will be in conversation with Neetu Mohan, Bureau Chief, Bengaluru, MediaNewsForYou.com. Welcoming Neetu on the dais. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi, good evening all. So today we are at the last session of the day and we have with us Dr. P Sadananda Maiya, Director, Maiyas Restaurant, and who's a food entrepreneur and is credited with being the ready-to-eat food pioneer in India. So Maiyas Restaurant has been serving the Bangaloreans with most authentic and delicious South Indian food. And coming to Maiyas as a brand, it is growing in the retail space too, competing with likes like MTR that he himself founded. One mantra that Mr. Sadananda follows is his love for food and runs his business on pure passion for good food. It's our privilege to have him here at the first edition of Media News for You, Futurescope Conclave 2022. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So my first question to you is how has the legacy brand Maiyas reinvented itself for the packaged retail space successfully? And adding to it, how do you plan to take on the competition?
Basically, I'm a foodie. I'm a food technologist. I started with actually, I think, in MTR. My father started the restaurant and I came to the restaurant by accident. I was an engineer by qualification. I came to the restaurant and 2 years I was in the kitchen. In most of the food business, if you can see, I think most of the people who are in food business, they should have actually what is called as passion for food. If you don't have the passion for food, you cannot run an industry which is actually very, very competitive. So when I started actually MTR, I never thought that I will become so big. It was actually starting from 1976. Because earlier it was only a restaurant. 76 we came back to food. But the biggest problem actually was that at that time I was ahead of time. Because I came out with the instant mixes, it's ready to cook foods. But unfortunately, I think it was too early. Actually, the movement started from 90s. But before that, I think we had done a lot of work on that. I think I was actually one of the, few people who have built two brands. I'm correct. I was the seventh one, I think. The idea of actually creating the second brand was actually, I think I never thought that I will do it again. So I sold the company, I think in 2007. It is not for actually for other things. It is for some family problem. I think we sold the company. I think I was actually not do anything for the next 5 years. 5 years actually I kept quiet. But in the meantime, kept quiet means that I never actually stood at home. It was actually the biggest advantage for me was actually, I think 5 years was actually for learning period for me. I done 2 PhDs at that time. At the age of, I think, almost about 60, 61. I think most of the classes I used to see with the students are my children's age. But I have passed that. See, the interesting thing in food is actually, I think, unless you have what is called as innovation, you will not be in the field at all. You cannot survive. So when I started in MTR also, the biggest advantage for me was actually I think I was ahead of time. Number one. Number two is actually I think most of the time when I started the business, say for mixes, whether it is mixes, spices, or you can say ready to eat, first more advantages with me. I think most of the places actually, I think instant tea, whether it's instant mix, actually the rava idli was my first product. Then we came out with a lot of other things. Then we came out with actually a lot of other things also. See, the advantage with me was actually when I started, I think it is somewhere in 76 we started, 83 we started marketing, 82, 83 we started marketing. And we came to the, I think, all over India plus export, I think it is somewhere in, I think, 93, 92, 93. So within 10 years, I think we came out with a lot of innovations. Uh, because of that, actually, I think I never kept quiet in during that 5 years. So 5 years, actually, I think a lot of innovations we have done. Because of that, actually, we started again with Mayas. Because actually, I think I cannot go back to MTR. We started with Mayas with the new innovations, new concepts. What you see now, I think most of the things I think it is available now. But these things actually, I think we came to this thing is actually one is the innovation what we have done. Otherwise, it will be getting waste. That is the main thing. I think why I came back to the business.
How do you intend to take on the competition?
Always, actually, competition is good for us. The biggest advantage for me is actually I'm a technocrat. What do you call this? Technocrat. We actually develop actually a lot of innovations, strategies, which I think my competitor cannot do. Even today, I will tell you, I think it is difficult to do it. The concept actually what we bought. See, for example, I think I bought what is called as the nanotechnology in food. For the first time, I think I introduced actually in food nanotechnology. You may wonder, I think, what is nanotechnology in food? But you can see the difference between actually the using nanotechnology and without using nanotechnology. What is the difference? And product actually what we made is most of the products. I think you can say 60% of the products are using nanotechnology now at present. That is the difference. Technology plus actually the innovations. We can actually I think go to any people.
Coming to the ready to cook segment, it is the environment is totally different from the time when you launched MTR. Now we have Safolo Oats, which has masala and curry flavors, and Archie's has launched ready to mix pani puri during the period. So, what differentiate Mayas from these players?
See, we are see basically, for example, if you trace my background, I think when I started MTR, we started with the mixes. We came out with a lot of other things also. We came out with what is called as ready to eat. Then we came out with a lot of innovations in ready to eat. For the first time, I think I used it for defense. And ready to eat technology is actually 40% the solids and 60% liquid. Sorry, 60% solid and 40% liquid. Then only you can retort it. And with my innovations, actually, I had come out with what is called as 90% solid and just 10% liquid, which is used now in defense. My technology is being used. By using this kind of technology, I think come out of this.
So, you've launched the first bail bar in India in 2014. So, I heard that there's an interesting story behind it. Can you take us through that story?
Yes, I think it is an interesting story because, sorry, huh? uh, with these 5 years, actually, I think 2007 to 2012, I had attended all the exhibitions in the world. Earlier also I was attending, but with these 5 years, I think I was free. I used to attend all the exhibitions in the world. In one of the exhibition in first Japan, then Taiwan, I had seen one machine which is making the energy bars. After seeing the machine, I think I asked the gentleman, I think who was owning this company. I said, actually, can you give the machine for trial for one day? First, he refused. He said, all Indians come and see and they don't purchase. I said, don't worry, I will purchase something from you. So I purchased actually what is called as the breadcrumbs machine, which is usually made from, in India it is made from the waste or 1 day or 2 day old bread. But technically it is not correct. It is actually the fresh bread I can make from this machine. One of the machine I think what I bought from them. After that they give the permission for making trials in them. Two trials we made. One of the trial was actually for bail bar. My concept was actually bail bar. The most of the people I think doesn't want to eat in the road using what is called as the they call it as dirty water or healthy water or this thing. With water, I think they don't want to take the trials. So my idea was actually I think anybody, anytime, any place can eat this if it is a dried form. The first trials actually I think almost about I think in the machine we made trials for 1 day. But unfortunately, I think he had not given for the second day. So finally, I think I got the second machine. Yes, sorry. Yes. Second machine, it's a second day actually he had given the permission for to make the what is called as rasam cube. That was a new innovation. I think earlier in MTR I had done what is called as instant rasam. That was actually you have to cook for almost about 20 minutes, then you get rasam. I wanted to make immediate. Once you put actually with this boiling water, within 1 minute you should have rasam. That was a concept. The idea of getting this both these bale bar and rasam cubes. I'm a pure vegetarian because I was in Taiwan for almost what you can say 15 days for a trial of a machine, ready to eat packing machine. Plus, actually, they had actually what is called as a oven. 15 days I was there. I lost almost about 10 kgs in 15 days. The reason is actually vegetarian is not available at all. I used to have only bread in the morning plus some juice. Night I used to get actually again bread and juice. 15 kgs I lost. I thought, why can't we make items like it initially? We have actually what is called as in the rooms. We have the coffee making machines. You can get boiling water. So when you put actually rasam cube, you should get rasam in 1 minute. I used to buy actually what is called as the sticky rice in Taiwan afterwards. The second time when I went, I made this rasam cube and went there. I used to have sticky rice, then rasam cube.
That was in which year? Which year that was in?
That was in 2012. So I used to have actually what is called as rasam, sticky rice. Then in the end, actually, we used to buy the curds. The full meals of the Karnataka meals we used to have rasam, sambar, and this thing. And similar way, even ready to eat also. When I made actually in somewhere in I think 98, 99, I had a CEO from Hindustan Liver. We had made actually all the curries and other things. Finally, I said actually I think for a South Indian we need something else. I said, we want rasam rice and sambar rice. He refused to make it. He said, we can't market it. I said, as a traveler, I feel that I think this must be done. So we made it, and 60% of the sales was actually from these two products. That is the difference between actually the executives and the people like us actually who travel. Finally, we bought this. This actually rasam cube plus the bale bar. Bale bar actually, see, when we made it, I can eat anywhere, and it is very very healthy, and it doesn't contain any oil or the thing. These are actually the experiences actually which brought me for making these kind of innovations.
You have said that the biggest lesson you've learned as an entrepreneur is to trust your instincts and to stick by them, right? So, can you recall an incident or a particular decision you have taken that that gave you a differentiating edge to the business?
A lot of decisions, I think, my decision actually, I think people doesn't like also. The first was actually, I think, if you see in 97, 98, I started what is called as softy ice cream. Has anybody seen that softy ice creams from Maiyas? Sorry, MTR. Yes.
Yes,
This
Dev.
softy ice cream when I made actually it was not for making softy ice cream. It is a mix. I tried actually the mix. I was the first one to start what is called as vegetarian ice cream in India. Gelatin was used in ice cream. Basic in all the ice creams they used to have gelatin. So we made a replacement for gelatin with a vegetable oil. And first actually I tried with a softy ice cream mix, but it was a failure. 2 years I tried, it was a failure. 96 we tried, 97 we tried, and I thought that ice cream mix I cannot sell in Bangalore or other places, because ice cream business was earlier it was only 3 months or 4 months in a year. So I wanted to tell people that there is a difference between soft ice cream and hard ice cream. Even I think today also most of the people doesn't know what is the difference. So softy ice cream actually is what is called as 60% overrun, and regular ice cream is 100% overrun. Overrun means actually 100 ml of ice cream weighs only 51 grams. The balance is air. That is overrun. So 100% overrun is in regular ice cream, and in softy ice cream it is 60% only, 50 to 60%. So I wanted to explain that to the people. I think how it can be differentiating between softy ice cream and hard ice cream. And at that time, actually, softy ice cream was sold in McDonald's at 27 rupees. And in other places, Bombay and other places, it's 35 to 40 rupees. I wanted to try actually the marketing angle of this softy ice cream. Initially, I thought that I will buy one machine, an American machine, Taylor machine, we made in our counter. That was, I think, at that time it was in KR Road. We made actually a softy ice cream and sold as ice cream, softy ice cream. And I sold at 10 rupees. When I started selling at 10 rupees, people are telling that Maya is mad. 27 rupees, McDonald's is selling, other people are selling at 35 rupees, Maya is selling at 10 rupees. I said it is not for selling ice cream, it is to promote softy ice cream mix. That was the beginning of actually my thing. I think a lot of marketing people and even our own marketing team at that time, I said that you're making a mistake. I think it is not a mistake. It is a future of our business. So we started actually with one machine, sold at 10 rupees. Then within I think 2 months, I started selling at say 7 rupees. When I was selling at 10 rupees, the number of cones in one machine was approximately about 300 to 400. When I made 7 rupees, it was about 700 rupees, 700 pieces. Then with one machine I started, then I think I started almost about in 30 in Bangalore in the initial stage. And throughout India, it is about 450 machines. And you can't believe now, I used to sell average of 1,90,000 cones per day. That was an average of it is not for selling ice cream. It is actually the biggest advantage for me was actually to create the brand. And other place, Bangalore, everybody knew me, but other places like Bombay, Delhi, and Hyderabad, nobody knew me at that time. We started with that. I think my other business went up by almost 150%. That was actually the aim. And people said it you are wrong. In the initial stage, the same people, and it is after that actually I think it was in I am Bangalore, one of the subject, indirect marketing. That was the difference. People said it think you are a madman, but finally they came. That was the first instinct. Second was actually when I made some cube. One of our own director, we had private investment at that time. He said, "Why can't you stop this product? You are wasting your time. You are wasting your energy." In one of the board meeting, I told him only one thing. With my almost about 52 years of experience plus in my career, I had developed almost about more than 360 products. Out of that, 60% product I don't like, but the customer wants. I have to make for them. This also, it is for the customer, it is not for me or you. He said actually his wife doesn't know how to cook, and even then actually she didn't like the product. I said it is not your wife, it is a customer. As of now, I am selling. Don't disturb. This is second instinct. After that, so many other things. Even Bail Bar also. Harish Bijur was my consultant. When I had shown him the product, it's a wonderful concept. He said. I said I had. It is not only the The bale bar, I had another 6 varieties of bars. I had shown him, he was very happy. But unfortunately, we could not sell because actually advertising support was not perfect. Second, distribution was not perfect. Now, actually, I think we are coming out after all these problems. I think next month we are coming out with all the new concepts plus new strategies.
So, what do you believe is the role of advertising for Mayas? What can we expect?
But
the campaigns?
unfortunately, I'm in cricket also. I used to advertise in cricket in the beginning. I think starting the first World Cup, I think when we won also. After that, I started advertising in cricket. Not even a single percent of my sales has gone up after seeing the advertisement. I think a lot of people are there. I think advertising people, they will hit me. But the unfortunate thing is actually the advertisement actually is successful only if you get the sales extra. If I don't get the sales extra, I think it is a wasteful day. Actually. If you see today, even take my case, I'm seeing the cricket match. After the over, advertisement starts. We switch over to another channel. How can the advertisement be successful? I used to have actually advertisement for the new concept. When I started actually ready to eat, I started actually with the advertisement. I think we had two big agencies at that time. I was telling them actually, I think it is a concept. You have to concentrate on concept. It is don't I don't want the stories. Please concentrate not actually how it is different from ready to cook. It's a concept. You have to tell about the concept, but they never cared for me. They made their own advertisement. It is a failure. Now actually what I am doing is actually I think even if you say actually even some cube also they made same mistake. What we are doing now is like think when the new business starts, I think from most probably from next month we will be starting with a big bang. I wanted to have actually see I was writing in newspapers for almost about you can say 14 years. Every day one column used to come. Unfortunately it's in Kannada. I used to write in English and translate it to Kannada, and it appears in Kannada. Vijay Karnataka, then Kannada Prabha, then Vishwavani. It's all technical I was giving. When you are having food, actually, I think technically how it is different from, I think, so for example, I think when you are putting seasoning, why you are putting seasoning. This kind of things I explained for almost what you can say 14 years. I wanted to bring back that in YouTube. I had made actually one channel for Dr. Maiya's Kitchen. In that, actually, I wanted to have this kind of things. Plus, every day I will have one product for explanation. It is an advertisement. Regular advertisement, I think it is there. I don't say it is not worth. It is worth, but I think at that not at that cost.
So, last 2 years has been really tough for all of us because of the pandemic, and a restaurant as a business is one segment which has been badly affected. So, how was it for Mayas, and how did you survive the test of time?
It was the biggest, I think, in my career. Almost what you can say. Uh, I had worked in actually both restaurant and in this for 52 years. This is the worst period I had seen. The biggest mistake actually, I think we have told the government that it is not correct. See what they have done is actually in the pandemic period, we are not supposed to close down fully. Only for 2 months we have closed down. The balance, if you see, they said actually you have to open, you have to give the parcel, and for the customers actually curfew is there; they can't come. How it is possible? For us, actually, the biggest problem is actually rent we have to pay if you are paying rent. Plus, if it is for the parcel, we used to get about 30% of our business. For 30% of the business, I have used all my staff. And the biggest problem in restaurant is actually it is not only the salary, it is food and accommodation we have to give for them. So for 30% sales, actually I cannot send them out. But we have survived for almost about 2.5 years. But I think now the time has come now. I think we will come out of these things. But I have done actually I think a lot of innovations in restaurant also. If you see Maya's restaurant in Jayanagar, we have what is called as actually the positive pressure kitchen. Have anybody heard this technology, positive pressure kitchen? I don't think. It is done actually in most of the factories of making medicines. Plus, in our case, actually in ready to eat, we have to have the positive pressure kitchen. My restaurant actually, both the restaurants in Kolar and here also now. And next, I think we are opening in airport also shortly. October 3rd, we are opening in airport also. Inside, both inside and outside. There actually we are used what is called as positive pressure kitchen, where actually the entire system is actually you don't have bacteria inside the kitchen. That's the technology. And the temperature at in which actually we are working in kitchen is approximately between 26 and 27. Our cooks actually doesn't sweat at all. That's the technology. And fresh air when it's coming inside, it's a micro filters are there to have actually what is called as bacteria free air inside. So the hot air goes up and the fresh air comes inside. This with this actually 100% we are safe. People who are eating are safe. Secondly, what we have done is actually in most of the cases, water is the culprit. People who have experienced this, biggest problem is actually the cold items like chutney and other things. And if the water is not pure, pure in the sense actually I think a lot of other bacteria are there. And TDS, I think it is if it is less than 80, it is all right. Usually, it will be between 150 to 200. That's the unfortunate thing. So, what we have done is actually in my restaurants, both the restaurants, we have what is called as the. I don't call it as mineral water. We have RO with UV treatment plus whatever the minerals we lost, we add back. Otherwise, you won't get the taste. This system is there for the entire kitchen, and this I think you won't get anywhere. Whether it is in Kolar or here, the systems what we have followed this thing. With this, actually, we could survive the pandemic period. People used to believe me, it is Maya, that's why you can come. Till we are surviving.
What is your vision for Mayas?
Frankly, I want to overtake my old company. But I will do it. Wait for some time. We will do it. See, what initially I think within next 2 years, what we are planning is approximately about 300 to 400 crores per year within two years. Within 6 7 years, because the new concept what I am bringing, I think a lot of new concepts we are bringing. Using nanotechnology. For example, the restaurant also we use a lot of nanotechnology. The rice idli what we make, the grinding system actually it is using nano. We make actually urundal nanoparticles so that actually the idli what we make in the restaurant, the shelf life of the idli is 2 days, 48 hours. We can keep it outside, it will be the same softness you maintain, plus the yellow crust will not happen. That's the technology. So using this kind of technology, plus actually, for example, this karabat or upma, the biggest problem is actually within 2 hours it becomes hard. I solve that problem using again nanotechnology. We have used actually the technology called actually encapsulation of ghee in water, and with the same ghee I am cooking it. So automatically the shelf life of the product is almost about 24 hours. You can have the same consistency for 24 hours. Same technology I used in ready to eat also. The ready to eat is completely different from MTR or other companies also. Technology I have used differently, plus actually the process I have used differently. So with this, actually, I think a lot of innovations we have done. We are coming out with the new concepts also. Because some cube is coming also. In the same rasam cube, I think we are coming out with palak paneer gravy. Just add boiling water, cook for 5 minutes, you will get gravy. So this kind of concept we are bringing. I think with this we can reach easily, because the biggest advantage for me is actually I think my competitors, most of the competitors, has not copied yet.
2 years, sir, we can expect
300
acquisition.
crores.
2 years.
Yes.
The acquisition would be in the
Wait for some time.
Right. I think we can ask questions like anyone.
Yes, sir.
As a family, we are a big fan of Mayas. So before I come to a question, one concern, your cube rasam is never available. Never, I've done already 6 visits to your Jayanagar branch. Every time it's always out of stock. So how do you, okay, so that's one. So the question is this: you seem to have a lot of concepts. You're bringing new products. You're trying. What is your way of measuring or understanding whether this concept is going to work or not? How do you withdraw a product back, or which you will not introduce? Do you have a research system? Do you have a scientific process, or is it gut feel? How do you withdraw products, or how do you judge a successful product?
See, in manufacturing, the biggest advantage for me is we in both the cases actually, whether it is an MTR or here, I have a store. Initially, I will make one store. There, actually, it is called as Namma MTR. In KR Road, it is there. Here, we have a regular store. Usually, I stand on Sundays. You can see in morning, you can see 9 to 12:30. I will be standing in the counter only. Counter means I will see the feeling, gut feeling of actually of me is the customer. New product development also, it is mainly from the customer's demand. Plus, actually, suppose the product is bad or something is wrong, I think, and the people, consumers doesn't like, there also I get the same thing. It is not just a gut feeling, it's the market information. What we have a full system of actually the R&D plus the maintenance. And if it is good, then only we will continue, otherwise we will close it. We had almost, see, I had actually developed about 360 products. At present, I have only 210. The balance 150 we have discarded it. So new concepts will come, new products will come. If it is successful, we will continue. Otherwise, we will stop it. And lot of innovations actually in for example, you said actually Rasam Cube. The biggest problem in Rasam Cube is actually, I think, one of the product actually is an imported one. And during this pandemic period, we had a problem in getting the product. Now we got the product. I think you can see from next month, you will all the some cubes should be available. And unfortunately, I think if you want tomorrow, I think I will have some stock. I will give you. Yes, right.
Anyone else? I think Dhruti want to ask something. Is it Dhruti?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that fantastic session. All the best wishes to you and the brand. I'd like to invite Mr. Umanath V, co-founder and editor-in-chief MediaNewsForYou.com, to please hand over a souvenir. Let's once again hear that for sir and his wonderful insights. Thank you, sir, for being here today. So before we move on to our vote of thanks, I'd like to once again thank all our sponsors. MediaNewsForYou.com Futurescope Conclave 2022 is presented by Colors Kannada, powered by Z Kannada and Vigadan. Our gold partner Aaj silver partner News First, associate sponsors News 18 Kannada, Bharat Media Group and Ninja Media. Community partner The Ad Club Bangalore, digital partner Webdo, knowledge partner Fourth Dimension, industry supporting partner NBF, event partner Brand Avatar, wellness partner Medimix, outdoor partner Magic Square, and lifestyle partner Life and Trends. With this, I'd like to invite Mr. Vijay Vishwanath, founder and CEO, MediaNewsForYou.com, to please deliver the vote of thanks.
No, no. This is enough. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for all your presence today. This was one of the fantastic lineup of speakers that we ever had in the past. And the kind of an audience, I was really amazed. The kind of a questions asked in Bhaskar session and the previous sessions was really amazing. They are concentrating so much on the session, and then they're interacting with the speakers. This is all wonderful. And this is our second event in Bangalore, and we're very happy to come. Of course, we had a too bad year, COVID. We could not do much offline properties. And Futurescope Conclave is the first initiative where we wanted to talk about the leaders to come and talk about future, how it look like, and what is the way forward, and what is the new strategy that can be adopted in your business, and then take back those takeaways and then implement in your business. That's our whole idea. So I'm very happy, and I personally thank all the sponsors. It's been last 45 days. We really worked mad on this conclave. Sitting in Chennai, we work on it, and I thank all my sponsors who came forward to support this initiative, and I thank all my partners who are all helping us getting ourselves visibility in digital and WhatsApp groups and everything. They made this shows really famous, and fantastic crowd we had today. I'm very happy, and look forward to do many such industry events in Bangalore. And our next event is in Chennai. It's on 23rd September. It's called Straight Talk, the Brand Stories. That's going to be the regional and retail brands custodians will come and talk about their stories. So we will inform you anyway. We will communicate that to you guys. And this is our third event in this year, and we look forward to have 4 more. And we will come back to Bangalore soon. Probably after 3 months, we will come back with another show. Thank you so much. Thanks once again to the audience, and thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Something. So we have cocktails and dinner next. There's a coupon that we'll request you to collect from the registration counter. There's a dinner coupon there. And also there's a gift for all of you from Medimix. So please collect both of that. Oh, the gift has already been given. Since we've all stayed back until the end, we thought of doing a group picture with all of you. If you're okay, shall we have all of you please joining us on the stage? We'd like to capture these memories, all of you in one frame with us, please. Please join us on the stage for a picture.